Good morning, everyone. Happy to be back and healthy again. Good morning, everyone. So let's take a look today where we are at the market, what it can bring. Okay, so yesterday looks like it didn't came back down to those gaps. We just hit it, a 1 hour for Valley Gap to the downside. Excuse me. That was a 15-minute do. We probably will keep falling right here. First impression, the market looks like it wants a little bit more lower side. Maybe take out these two for value gaps and down here, even the liquidity that yesterday wasn't taken. Once we breach this level, we will continue a little bit lower. This 4 hour hit at the fair value gap, got a little bit retracement, not the amount that I wanted to see if we would have pushed further up. We definitely had some shakeout right here of the market, and I believe this came into that hourly for value gap that I wanted. Yeah, look, perfect. Who traded this one yesterday? This was actually huge opportunity. And just because this actually showed you a perfect opportunity here to long off, I'm going to explain also why. So the whole morning session, this was the whole morning session until here somewhere. So this was London low, and very close to London didn't take out nothing from Asia. We didn't tap this half hour, hourly gap that was actually still left open. If I was online, I would probably wanted to long off of this one to continue. And look, the whole morning session, nothing happened. We just retraced, took all this morning liquidity from the day itself out of it. We tapped that for value gap, and you saw us rally off actually after that. Hope some of you took that. I'm feeling a bit better. Yeah, thank you for asking. Now, at this point, if we watch the half hourly, we can see that we had an infungled candle. We had a little bit of rejection of this half hour and hourly gap. If we see this as a break of structure right here, after retracement, we are making a new one. So this is actually the retest of it. I want to see now, do we continue to those for value gaps right here? I'm going to long off of it. If we do not continue and we continue right here, we probably will take out Asia high just above us. If we take this out and I see some form of reversal, then we will come down again. So I'm looking for longs mainly, unless the market actually shows us that we are going to flush down. I'm going to take a short, but for most of the time I'm still looking for longs right now. You can see the candles are way stronger in the way up right now than the down part. This was a nice tweezer that we had after sweeping that last liquidity. We came into this gap from Friday, and then we started rallying off immediately. I was expecting this already to happen right here. It just happened like a day later. The same movement that I was expecting to hit these gaps. Same here. I was expecting us to hit that opening gap of 6 hour immediately. New York just decided I wanted to go a little bit lower and then continue that move. What do I want to see if we want to continue higher? I want to see us take out this wick. That's a 6 hour for value gap then that got neglected, and it means that the market is very much stronger pushing up. next liquidities would be these equal tops here, of as good as equal tops, and then this gap. So if we go up, that would be our main target. But for now, we did both sides, so we hit a fair value gap right here too. Let's see if we have anything lower under it. We have a 5 minutes. We just hit a gap. So let's see how this market shows us what it wants to do. If we continue lower, yeah, we have a bunch of gaps right here that we can actually go fill up. Most idea is that we continue higher, so we will see how the market acts in a few minutes. Gonna let it do its thing a bit, see if I find any entries, and then we're just gonna join the movement of the market. Yeah, there was no sound on Nicholas in the morning. Morning, Bulmans, Emily, Nicholas. Yeah, I was after a drink while it was already online, that's why there was no sound. I got a nice gift for all of you. So I am in a few trade courses still myself, and because of that I have lifetime members with a few of them. And actually I got a nice gift for everybody here in my community. One of the people actually here got somebody to invited somebody that actually trades for big hedge funds. So not a small boy, actually somebody that moves millions a day. And he actually explained something in about a 2-hour watching course. If you want, I'm willing to share it with everybody here so that you can go watch it. You are unable to see this if you're not in his in the group of him. So for anybody that's in here and it's already on my Discord, I'll share it. You will find it. It's about 2.5 hours. I didn't watch it myself yet, so I have no idea what it's about. I just know who it is that is actually going to show something. So if you are interested in, let me know in the chat. I'll share it in Discord then. So this is a good reminder for everybody. If you are not feeling okay, don't trade, guys. Just let that day go by. It's okay. The day not trading. The market will still be here the day after. Like we can see, we did have some nice movements, but that's all. We have those movements every day, so I'm okay with it. My health goes above chart reading, and I was really like the whole day. Now I know why I don't do certain things. Morning, Majid. Okay, I'll share it so you guys can go watch it if you want to.
That
it's about 3 hours long, I believe. Yeah, I just seen it's about 3 hours long. It's not gonna be online that long, so if you want to watch it, I recommend to do it rather quickly. I'm not sure how long it will be online. But these gifts I can only give, of course, when I'm. So it's in my own chat too, so I normally don't share stuff from other groups, but yeah. It's under my name. It will be there for about 2 days. So just click the link and save it so that you can watch it. So the new audiobook for next month or this month, if I get it done, will be The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. It's an audiobook that takes a day to listen to, so it's a 24-hour audiobook, so it's not something that I'll get done in like a few hours. But I really enjoy actually listening to it. So what's about? It's about, he interviewed 200 of the richest peoples in the world at that point of time, of course, and looked at the exact things that they did to be successful. Very, very interesting. And what they did different actually to the rest of the people. And there were a few things that actually matched up to each other. It took him 20 years to make this book, so he took some time over it. Morning, Vele. So in the Discord, I just put it in. If anybody just joined, in Discord, under my name, I put it in a link. You can watch it. Take the link, please. Out of it. It will be deleted tomorrow morning, so take it out. So you have it for yourself. Otherwise, I have to DM it to everybody. Just take it. You can watch it. It's with somebody that actually trades live every day for hedge funds trades millions a day, so he knows what he talks about too. I love to share it with all of you. It's an interview not from me, from somebody else, but I'm also having a course in. But I'm a live member with him, so I stay online with him ever. So just sharing it, because if you want to be a very good trader, you have to listen or surround you with the most best traders there are. And if he is one of them, so willing to share it, it will help you develop the way that they look to at the market. I'll probably make another channel in the Discord itself. If you guys ever want to trade together and I'm not around, like yesterday, that you all can open a channel for yourself and that somebody can share the screen and talk like I do. Have some fun with each other. You can all speak then and just chat around if you want to. I did feel responsibility to be here yesterday morning, but I couldn't even watch the screen yesterday. By the time I closed the books, I was immediately at the toilet. You don't want to know what for. I'm gonna save you guys the details, but happy feeling better. Or now I know actually why I'm very grateful while you feel healthy. Did anybody trade yesterday? If you did, you can always share what you took. My wife took one yesterday while I think it was 15-minute jump. Yep. I believe it was this one she took. Yeah, she entered on this cap. Right here. On this 15 minutes she took that. It tapped a bit lower. Once it started moving away, she put our stop actually at entry spots, and it started moving, and she got out at this high, actually together with these kind of wicks. going over trade journal, let's take a look where I'm at. So I'm on 61 trades right now and I'm up 28.9 R. Had a few no profits. Here we had a good one, and this one I did not count into it because I was not a 15-minute fair value gap, but that was a 1 minute backup actually. So this one doesn't count in my trade journal. I did put it in because otherwise I would look strange not putting in all my trades. So first half hour in stream, not much happening right now. There is probably no news today. I already had at 9:30 somebody speaks, so we could have some volatility at 9:30. UK employment rate looks terrible. Doesn't look good. So it's dropped again, so that means that they constantly have less people working. So they had 20k, say they progressed that 20k people would have had no jobs, and they were actually at 29,000. 290,000. Jesus. Azul says hello. So if this market starts moving and I see a move back upside to continue, I'm gonna jump in it and take a long with it to those highs. So we just came in a 15-minute gap right here. We had a bit of a retracement, and the last 30 minutes we didn't drop below the hourly. So if this continues and we continue up, I would probably jump into it and continue the long. Once we take out our low, then I'm quite sure that we go to those lower gaps, but right now it's still holding at this level. We had an hourly, half hourly showing a little bit of strength right here, so we'll need to see what happens. Like I said, I'm looking for longs, no shorts at the moment. There's too much fear in the market, and if fear in the market, that means that people are not eager to long, or they are a bit scared to trade or take anything. I was expecting last week already that we will go long. I'm still having the same idea like then that we had logs to go from. Nothing's changed at the moment. I just see the same movement like I saw it back then. So if we continue, like I said, Asia high would be the first what we look for. Still a nice decent movement that we can take. gonna jump in along right here. Stops at those lows. I'm aiming for Asia high. So we came back twice now to this gap. We stalled, so if we fall, I'm okay with it. I'm interpreting that the market continues up right here. So that's still that 15 minute from here, right, actually, that I'm in. So we came down, we took most of it away, we took that liquidity from the bottom. So if we want to go up, it should be right here. After we swept again. We stalled a bit, so I'm still aiming for highs. So this is why I took this long. It's just because of this 15 minute right here. And we are actually at the bottom of this gap still, so we'll see in a few minutes what happens. So target is Asia high. I will trim along the way. And if I'm not correct, we'll get stopped very soon. But for me, this looks like it wants to continue. And now, let's have some patience. So my stop is at this week's low actually. At this candle. At 25,642.5. And now it's up to the market. We will see in a second what happens. So if I'm incorrect, in the next 10 minutes we can stop. If I'm correct, we will see the market move up in the next 5 to 7 minutes. We got about 10 minutes to open. I'm gonna get myself a drink in the meantime. I'll be right back. Now, that came close to the stop. I'm still in it, so hope you all are too. Let's see what this brings. Still have time. Got about 2 more minutes till open. Still aiming for Asia high. But we do need to move up right now. This is maybe looking a bit less good. Now we swept all the liquidity that was whether we can sweep actually. That's why I put my stop under this one actually, because this was the full retest. We had a few gaps in here. I wanted to see now. We swept that one more time. Now we should continue up higher. We got about 18 seconds, so I do want to see this 18 seconds, this hourly, get back inside. If that happens, we're good to go. Because here comes open. Okay, now I want to see that continuation. I don't want to stall here. I do want to see a nice push further up. This area where I actually entered was just because of this huge move. And I've done the same thing over and over again. Once we actually get to these gaps, I'm used to putting my stop here, but actually we are forming from this one. So this is why I put my stop at this one. A little bit lower, but still a very decent trade that we can take. It's only a 25-point stop. And if we're aiming for Asia high, that's a 3.8. So a decent trade. Nonetheless, if I'm incorrect and the market decides to move lower, we can still jump into. We'll see it in a few minutes what happens. Once we get above the highs where we actually entered, now we're good to go. a bit of a choppy market right now, but still, we'll be patient. If you're new to the channel and you're interested in learning how I see the market and how it moves, you're always welcome. If you're one of those that actually keeps not getting funded and makes mistakes and blowing accounts, try to get a real read on the market and let the market do its thing. Make sure that I also join one strategy instead of doing multiple strategies over and over again. It's much easier to actually make profits off of the market once you just start doing one thing over and over again until you are so good at it that you always will take it. Just because you believe in what you're doing. And you don't have to be always right. So, look, I got about 56% win rate right now in London in November, and we're still up 6.6 hours. So you don't have to be right all the time. Look, you can see 50, 50, 60, 50. So we got about between 59% at this point. So you don't have to be right all the time. You just have to be consistent enough. That's all. If you can do that, you'll be good in trading. If you're not there yet, join the bootcamp or the mastermind or just a group of ourselves and learn the skill. It's a skill, guys, and it's not something you learn overnight. It's something you develop into and grow into. And if you want to be consistent, you're always welcome to join. And always be okay with no matter which trade you take. Just let that trade do its thing. If it's a good one, it's a good one. If you followed your plan, it's a good one always. If you didn't follow your plan and you just jumped into a random trade, yeah, then it's not a good one, of course. And if you don't have a structured plan yet, make one at least. Make sure that you know when to trade, how to trade, when to go into it, when to close it. Okay, I was going to go over something today. It's probably something everybody already knows, but I have to do it anyways. If I can find it, yeah. So, today's lesson is going to go about... So the next week, I'm going to talk actually about footprints. Not actually food from food, but from feet. not actually sure if I'm writing it correctly. I think it's footprints with a T instead of a D, but doesn't matter. And we have a lot of them. One of them avoids, and the other one we actually use every day. Those are for value gaps. So voids are when markets are actually ranging. Excuse me for that one. And the market is actually ranging. Once it starts ranging for a side parts and it takes out a high and it starts moving rapidly and it makes this kind of gap right here in between, the market tends to come back to somewhere. Now, almost everybody believes that the market will do this, hit it, and then move away from it. Now, what's actually true is 80% of the times we actually have a candle right here above it, McKellar. So we actually have a candle right here that was created, and we have a candle just below it. So these two candles have a gap inside. So you can call that a void, just a gap, like you want to. Now, where did the market go? It doesn't go from here. Actually, the market continues to go almost to the top of that candle. And once we are at that candle stop, then you have actually that optimal entry price, where then you will see a shift in the market back down to the liquidity where it wants to go. So this is those voids. In the market, you will tend to see them often. You have them like everywhere. Once we start rallying very fast, we have opening voids. Here we have one, and the market tends to go always back into those candles. So we have here one, look, it filled up the full candle body to the top. There is one right here on 15-minute based. Now you can choose to put your entry on that gap, or you can be patient and see how high it goes. And it normally fills up almost a full candle, and we actually did fill it fully up, and then we saw the reaction off of it. Now the other one that I'm talking about are for value gaps. There's my drawing. Here it is. And for value gaps are actually the same as unbalances in the market. And what do? They have candles, and 3 candle pattern actually it is formed with. So we have one, let me draw it upside, second one. You always need 3 candles with a value gap, otherwise it won't work. So what is it? Candles always have wicks. I'll move this one a bit on the side. And the space between those 2 wicks, actually right here, those are called value gaps. And you can trade off of them. Those 2 wicks with an unbalanced or value gap inside, these wicks cannot touch each other. If they touch each other, we don't have a value gap. This is where we traded off today too. So we traded off of a value gap. Which one? Actually, this one, right here. On the other side, we had a 30 minutes and hourly value gap that was tapped. And I was trading off of this one, expecting the market to take and to go back to Asia high. Now, you can see here, we had a gap. What happened? We filled the candle to the bottom. You will see this come back in the market too, those voids. Now, this was a retracement, so I'm expecting here to let the market move up back to the highs. For value gaps, you can find them always everywhere, but together with your Fibonacci tool, you actually will know which ones are better to take and which ones are less good to take. Just because if you take that Fib tool, you can draw a range. We can say we're at that 7-8 level, and we can continue to the direction that the market wants to go. You always have to find per value gaps that are most valuable together with confirmations of your ranges. So the same for this one. So say that we had that range, moved down, we came into a fair value gap, nice 7-8 between those two, and then the market started rallying. What kind of trade would you take then? That's that continuation trade, what I'm doing every day with all of you guys. Stops at the high, because that would be it. Target would be, of course, first this, and then even lower. You can trade this straight off a 15-minute. If you go lower in time frame, you'll probably see a change in character a little bit sooner at this area where you can jump into. So those are voids and gaps. Um, I would recommend for all of you to go find them and actually see which ones are more valuable and which ones aren't. And set them in Discord. If you do, I could go over them for you and watch together with you which one are spotted goods and which ones aren't, so that you can actually improve to see which ones are better to trade off. First 15 minutes from open are done, and it looks still okay, that's right, nothing happening. Yep, still letting the market do its thing, I'm back at entry. The footprint of tomorrow will be order blocks. I'll explain those, how they are and what they exactly are. Some people trade off them. I actually don't use them all too much, but I do want to explain them so that you guys know what they are. I personally don't use them because I find them not always accurate to spot. So some people use them in different levels or different ways. So you have multiple ways to find an order block. So this is why I actually don't use them. They do work very well once you are able to spot them and continuously move with them. Excuse me, guys. Hope everybody understands why I actually took a long ride here. If you don't, please always ask. That's what I'm here for. So once we're starting moving above this high, then I'm gonna put my stop at that low right here. But for now, I'm gonna leave it where it is. So once we start moving above this one. So this should be in TP1 actually, but I'll see how the market moves when we get there. Definitely not the strongest market today. Just sitting here at the same level where we actually started. So the morning session started at 8. So that was in this candle, and an hour later we were still at the same. An hour and 20 minutes later we're still at the same level. But there's somebody speaking, yeah, in about 8 minutes there's somebody speaking, so probably we'll be waiting for this person to get on the stage until the market tends to move anywhere. So that was my stop, by the way. Was so long after 15-minute FEG. Tracement. Chopping. Then I'll move up directly. So I entered this trade at 8:45 and 9/4. Market's still not fully convinced that it will go much lower. It's still at that same pace. Looks like it will fill up some gaps that still are below. Now it's good trade. I would take that anytime. John, what times of day do you check to entries? Morning, Arjun. For my entries, I actually don't have a time of date where I actually trade off. I just be patient. So we have a good 9:30 is a good time. Around 11 is also around 11:30. The opening price is less easy because normally the market doesn't do much except of putting the orders in that actually are already active. my journal. It says when I have the best entries. So I got about most entries 3, 4, 7. So you can always take my journal too if you want, Nicolas. Take a look at the dates of my entries. So they're normally in it. It's Belgian time, so it's the same time of mine. I put them in. You can see sometimes 8, 11, they do variate a lot. So they're not actually accurate on every time session where it wants to be. But looks okay. We have multiple hours that it actually goes through. You can see they go over all sessions actually. Thursdays are really days that I should not rate. They do look like the last good day in my whole week. So if the market tends to keep going lower at this point, so we're still at that same movement, then we probably hit to that opening gap from Monday or Sunday, actually depends on how you watch it. Appels en maag is niet zo goed, ik ga niet eten of zo. Anders gaat dat een beetje helemaal niet zo goed komen. So if we keep falling, we probably get all the way back down here, so that would be the next area. So if it drops below this wick, if we go under this wick, we will fall immediately to 25,520 at that point. How long of a streak should be accepted in a strategy? I think about 5 or something. If you have like 5 in a row, that would be actually one of the max that I would say. So Orb has, my max was 4 consistency, but I did play Orb New York and London. On this entry model where I'm now doing, I believe I got 5 or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 or 5 times after each other. If you should be 50% win rate minimum, you should say around 3 to 5 max, and then you should actually go back. 15 trades in a row. Yeah, that's not an easy one to maintain healthy for the brain. If you took 13 not profits and one break even and one win, so that means on 15 trades. You have a strong mindset, Nicholas. I know that already. I would probably have it not easy either if I ever had 13 not profitable trades in a row. Share me your journal, will you, Nicholas? Send a DM to me. I want to go over them and watch them. I know how you trade, so I'll go over them and take a look and how they look. Because I haven't played pre-orb or orb for a while now. So we got somebody speak in about 5 minutes. So keep that in mind. The market can do definitely something when these guys come on the stage. Still watching, not doing anything right now. Want to see what the market wants to do. Because it's actually stalling. It's not actually moving in any big direction. It's just sitting here. Does look like it wants to go a bit lower right now, but still being patient for the entry model to show itself so that we can jump in to short with it. We got news coming out in 2 minutes. So taking a short at 7:30 on MES would have been I have not taken a look yet where MES is, so I need to watch that. Yes, 7:30. This one. That would be with the flow of the market, so you should have taken it to the low, maybe this one. So if you see, this would be your break right here, and this is the full move that we took. So to this level somewhere you could have taken it from here to there. Would that be with the market move from now? Yes. And if we see this as the full move from yesterday, you could take it all the way back to here. So taking a short from up here is definitely a good area because you are in premium, so you are actually at a cheap price to sell something off to a discounted area where then actually you should start looking for a buy again. Market always comes back to fair value of price, so fair value of price, if we took this full move, would be these highs, so somewhere around this area would be your first TP then. So if you took a short from this 15 minutes, you put it at the highs, your TP should be around this area. That would have been a valid move. Then you are not trying to catch the most of it, you're just trying to catch the small reversal back down. Would it be against the major trend? Yes, the major trend is up right now still. But this would be a quick, short scalp where you take 1 to 2 hour profits and just be okay with 2 hour max. And that 50 level would be definitely the best area of interest. So once you see this kind of movement and it goes lower, I would recommend to put your stop rather fast on break even, especially once we break a low like this one. Definitely put your stop back at break even so that you are done with the trade. So this would be again TP1 right here, and then continue off of that. Stomach is still not giving me a happy feeling right now. Still being patient right now, if you can find anything. In Q is still at that same level, didn't move much at all. Yeah, it was definitely a valid entry what you took, Emily. Same one in queue, we could have entered on this one too and see if we took that low one more time. We were not online at that, I was not online at this hourly, and I was expecting us, because we were chopping here and not actually flushing, that we will continue back up. That was the main idea after my long. Because we came in this structure, we came in this fair value gap right here too. So it got tapped, we moved, and it was avoid a gap, and for me this was like, okay, the structure is gonna continue further up. Now here we stalled a long time. Most of the time if we stall very much and it doesn't flush straight out of the gap, there is a huge possibility that we reverse back to the upside. Now here too, we're just stalling, not much movement. If we're lucky, we find another entry that we can take. If not, that would be it for me. So that open gap from okay, so it doesn't always close for value gap. Those gaps, Emily, they don't fill it up straight off of it. We just need to be patient until it does. What can you do once you see those gaps? When the market starts showing a lot of strength to one side, and you have like this, if you were shorting this area and expecting here the market to continue to that low, I would agree. There's definitely a chance that you would see this, that it would continue to the low. Now, once we are trading into these gaps, this can take a week. So last time it took about a week and a half to get there. So we had this opening gap right here, that was at October 24th, and it took the week after before we closed it. Now today I want to see us close above this high. If we do not close above this high, the market structure here shows us that we still can go a little bit lower. Because at this point we didn't go above the highs yet. Now these gaps get filled. They don't always get immediately filled. So just be patient, and if they would influence your thought process on what, on how, write it down in your journal and make sure that you put in your plan to don't get confused by or let go of the opening week gap. If they don't get filled like the first minute, they probably will not get filled the first day too. So, or it is in London that fills it up immediately after Asia, or it's gonna take a little bit more time before we get it filled. Some gaps actually don't get filled for weeks. So don't get too attached to those opening gaps. Just let go of them. They do get filled at time, but we need to be patient until the market actually says, okay, we are heading to that gap. And when, I do not have a glass ball, so I have actually no idea when every time it happens, because it's very different. It also depends on how much news there is in that week. If there's a lot of news that the market can actually push to that direction, then we have more opportunities that it gets there. If there is actually no news at all that week, there's a less chance that that volatility gets sold back to that gap. They do get filled, no matter what. There's still one open actually that did not get filled yet. This is also a few weeks ago already. We still have one right here. So from May, this one didn't get filled yet. So if the market comes to take this one get filled. So we are patiently having. So if you waited for this one, you will still be waiting. So it's May, so it's November. So that took a while. Just make sure if the market, just follow the movement of the market. So if the market shows you we want to go lower, we just follow the market that it goes lower. Do we have this 15 minutes right here? Yeah, we do. Well, the trade that you took the morning, great trade, Emily. So 2 hours in stream and the market moved like 50 points, something like that. Yeah, 30 points. The market moved in 2 hours. So definitely not the quickest market again. It will be a no eating day for me. Letting my stomach heal for a second. Disaligned. I can see that the market still doesn't have it easy to fall through. So if the market had really strong strength for the downside, we would have fallen through this immediately. And look, it's still hanging here. So this is why I actually believe that we were going up from here. It took us out. It still doesn't show me a lot of strength that it wants to go fall straight off of this. Because if we take out this low, we should not stall around anymore. We should just actually see it flush through it. This is 10:01 right now. I'm gonna stay on for another 5 to 10 minutes. See if maybe we get another entry somewhere. If we don't, I'm calling it a day right now. See you back then at the afternoon session, of course. Because if this was the full move, we just hit it. Now 1 hour for Valley Gap. I'm still in the feeling that the market wants to go up. I still don't see that the market's fully ready to go lower. So we're now hitting a 5 minute, almost a 5 minute. If we continue up right now and we create a 5 minute to the high, I'm entering a long one more time. So it will depend on how the market moves right here. So we came in an hourly. We are now hitting also a 15 minute, but still want to see how do we act over here. So we just tapped that 15 minutes. So if we create, say now, a 5 minute to the upside, back in, I'm gonna enter this, I'm gonna put my stop at the low to continue. This will definitely be the last trade I take in the morning session if I get an entry. Yes, should we continue right now? It looks like I won't get my entry. So I'll probably call it a day. Wish you all a very great trading session. It's been 2 hours and a bit for me. It's more than enough. Let's see if we get a better entry if we are this afternoon. If not, it's also fine. So I wish you all a great trading session for the rest of the day, and I'll see you back in